Area Renaissance Festival coming back.
What? I got my suit of armor over there.
It's been going on for, I don't know, 30 years, 40 plus years. February 18th to April 2nd. We're going to have some cool giveaways.
Will you dress up?
No.
Can we dress up together?
No.
No, I got an arms dealer. I got a guy. I got
like
suits of
from,
armor. We'll dress up.
1600s. So.
Yeah, we'll dress up like the Knights of St. Neat and like you know, like Monty Python, all that.
Remember Darren Cruikshank? Former UFC fighter. Matter of fact, he used to.
UFC 1 or 2.
I'm going to say 120.
Okay.
So I believe Terrence McKinney, I believe it was Terrence. It's either Terrence or Cody, once trained under Cruikshank. I got him tickets to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, and he did dress up.
See?
He went there with swords and shields.
We could eat a turkey leg. We can have a jousting in the parking lot with turkey legs.
You're not touching my turkey leg.
I'm not going to touch yours. It'll touch mine.
Goodness gracious.
I'm just saying I want to eat my turkey. I don't play with my food and
I
stuff.
went to that, I think you helped me set that up. That little jousting thing when they give you the turkey leg and the...
Like that's a true food fight. I mean, the food fight coming up in Tampa in a couple weeks, but the real food fight is like battling out with turkey legs.
So you said you'll come back when?
I'll have a
Possibly
break
back?
in February.
When are you
Don't know what days exactly, but during that spring break time before spring football starts.
So a weekend is perfect. I know a guy with a limo. He can come pick you guys up, bring you out to Dade City for the Bay Area Renaissance Festival.
I wear a size large.
It is.
If you stop by Nike, that is.
No. He's a coach now. He doesn't stop by Nike. Nike stops by his office.
Oh,
They do.
okay. All right.
I have never seen anybody. Well, yeah, Caleb last week, which I have a message for you from Larry the Cable Guy.
Okay.
He said thank
saw your
you.
pictures.
He said thank you. I told him how big of a fan. He goes, I don't get it. It's just me. I'm just me. And he was such a cool, down to earth
That's
guy.
what I think too, though. You know?
But I told him that you were almost starstruck, and he goes, I don't get it. But next time we've got a whole thing set up for you.
Awesome.
So Nike will stop by his office, and he will have a list. They have, 800 different
jersey
combinations?
helmets,
Yeah.
and it's a whole thing. And
I think
I'm excited.
I think
I'm
my
very
son
excited.
said, "Oh, I know where I went." I said about being excited. When my son found out, I can't tell you how excited he was for the same reason. And you get to go to the campus.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the campus?
I haven't.
I know
It's my
we've
first
talked
time.
about it.
Yeah,
The
it's my
campus
first time. It's
is
crazy.
incredible. We'll send Steve. He can videotape it.
Yeah.
Film the whole thing. You're going to need help anyway,
Yeah, I will.
because you'll probably need 7 carts.
Yeah.
Rashad had 4.
Yeah.
That's and he was like, it was like a train. So
Especially with the discounts, I'm gonna get it.
it's crazy.
It's gonna be fun.
And the difference between, and I'm sure you know this, the campus and the discount stores, like what's in Orlando.
Yeah.
The stores in Orlando have outdated The campus, it's not even out yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's all the brand new,
Right.
pre-release stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It is good stuff.
It's like the ice bath. They have an ice bath there.
Yeah.
So let's
It's
talk
stuff
about
forwards.
March 4th
March 4th.
and Nagano being scared.
Whoa. That's his brother.
That's
his,
not
you
me
can't talk
saying
about
that.
That was
This is
Dana's
not-
words. That was Dana's words. Saying,
No, I'm
saying
saying-
it without saying it. He basically said that.
Well, and fans, and you know where I stand with fans.
Yeah.
I dislike 99% of them.
Yeah.
I've said from day one that no fighter in the UFC is scared to fight a fighter.
No, it's
Nobody in the NFL is scared to play Mahomes.
it's almost like a lot of people have said this past week. Touch back on Tampa Bay, that like the Bucs didn't come out ready to play. They didn't. I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like they've done for the last 3 weeks is get ready for this one game. They got outplayed. It happens. But don't say like, oh, they didn't play hard. What do you mean they didn't play hard? Dude, I've never went into a game and think like, man, I could have gave more effort this week.
Right.
I played bad. It just happens sometimes, right? We're dealing with a better team, and that's what happens. So yeah.
So that's what they're saying about Francis. I know you have an opinion.
Yeah.
I have one as well. Matt probably has no idea what we're talking about.
Who's Francis?
Exactly. He wrote the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, from jail?
Yeah. But it's been announced, and it's not an interim.
No.
It's for the real belt,
Yeah,
and that'll
Francis
be
released from his contract.
John Jones against Gagne.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the fight. I'm excited to see John Jones. I think we kind of all saw this coming.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because he's been out for almost 2 years now.
Who, Jones or Francis?
Francis.
No, both.
Yeah, both. But the talk was John looked like he's been ready to go.
Yeah.
I follow him on Instagram. I see all the posts and all the things. He's been ready to go for a while. He's like, dude, Stipe, let's fight. Stipe's like, yeah, I'm taking some break. I got a bad knockout. He's like, okay, Gone or Francis or whatever. And so, there's three sides to every story.
Sure.
One guy's side, and the truth kind of somewhere in the middle, right? Francis said he was fighting for fighter pay and different things like that, and blah 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 benefits, and Dana says, okay, he wanted to fight lesser guys for more money. I don't know what the truth is, but I'm happy that the heavyweight division is moving on, right? It seems like they both got what they wanted. Because Francis has been talking about wanting to be free and have his own thing and be able to go do boxing.
Yeah,
whatever.
I would like to see Fury versus Francis. I think that's a great heavyweight fight.
I think
in
he
boxing.
wanted to be free, and the UFC was finally like, okay, we can't keep holding this. You go be free,
Right.
and we'll move on. So I think both sides got what they wanted. I don't think it's a big deal.
I've said from the beginning Jones beats Francis.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Jones beats Gun.
Yeah, he's a
Jones
goat.
beats. I mean, I think John Jones is the real deal.
Yes.
I don't think Ngannou ran from him.
No.
I believe it was all about money, and that's okay. It's
is
the
okay.
same thing what
And
we
the
were talking about
UFC
Jackson.
The
He's the
UFC
right team.
needs John Jones. The UFC needed their star power back. They don't have
I disagree.
McGregor. They don't have their big star. They don't have Rousey. They need a star.
I disagree.
Who's a star in the UFC?
I think the UFC has the same motto as the NFL, where stars are nice, but you don't need
Right.
the stars
Well,
because you can put together so many. Some of the best fights I've ever seen, I couldn't even tell you who fought in them. I just know like it was fireworks when they got in there.
For sure.
No question.
Right.
But what I was trying to get at is, I believe that it was he wanted more money. I think, and it was one of the last things my dad ever said: don't overplay your hand.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. He thinks as we all do. We all think our value. Well, I know you do.
Yeah.
You overthink your value. You overthink it. You want more than, but if you're not going to stick up for yourself, who's going to do it for you?
Yeah.
Like Jackson's doing in Baltimore, and that was the decision Francis made.
And even John Jones for a long time said, I'm not going to come back to fight. It's not like I'm getting paid what I'm worth. He signs an 8-fight deal, so obviously they put the money in his face, the value in his face, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to go do it. And Dana announced that, yeah, like, we were going to make him the highest paid heavyweight ever. And even Francis confirmed that, yes, they put a lot of money in my face, but I wanted this, and this, and this. And again, I'm not saying we all, but I understand the business aspect of things, being a professional athlete, former professional athlete, like, there's give and take.
Now professional coach.
Yeah, not a professional coach, right? There's give and take. There's things you got to get something like, right? Players, they said, okay, don't test for weed anymore. Well, this is going to go down if you do this, and revenue here, and like that's the business. And so I think they both got what they wanted, and I'm excited to watch this fight.
Yeah, sure.
I read somewhere that the best next move would be for Bellator just to pay Francis to show up, not to fight. Don't give him a fight contract. Just show up at their big. I think they have a big one on CBS coming,
Yeah.
where he sits cage side with the belt,
Yeah,
sitting there.
I think Francis gets $10+ million a fight from Bellator, from anybody. I think he does. I do, because he has fans. I would watch.
Oh yeah,
I would watch. Like if he's fighting.
but you also
Bellator-
wouldn't watch. You know what I mean? It's like it's a fight.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to
I
be
understand what you're
stupid.
saying,
If he comes on, yeah, I'll watch Ngannou fight. I mean, I've met him. He was at Adam Hunter's show. He's a nice guy. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to see it. I don't know if I would spend money out of my pocket to fly to cover it.
Yeah.
I'd look at a lot of things: location, full card, restaurants in that town. All those
Yeah.
things. They'd have to.
I think Demetrius Johnson left the UFC for the same reason.
Pretty
'Cause
much.
He wanted pay-per-view points and
Right.
certain things, and they weren't giving it to him. And
Well,
where's he at? He's a one pride now.
Yeah, one.
And
Well,
they give him pay-per-view points.
To
and-
see one change the landscape, like I think the allure was the Western like fight game is all trash talking, the McGregors and the disrespect and like
Yes.
and-
Entertainment.
Where over in at one, it's about building up the fighter as a warrior and his legacy and who he is and his background and his family and the pride and respect for the martial art. So it's a different environment. From what I understand, the fighters who are in one, they love the way that they are represented. They feel like they're valuable more than money and compensation,
Yes.
but just how they're respected.
But you do know who one of the most recent one champions is, right?
What's
Jared. When is it? Jared. I think that was his name. He came on our show pretending to be somebody else.
Oh yeah,
He
he
was a UFC fighter and came on, and we're trying to interview him, and he'd been on before.
pretended like he was someone different. Like, so,
The whole time. He thought it was funny, and it was awful. He's now the one champion.
Wow.
So he finally won the belt.
Which one?
That one.
Which guy? which one won the one championship?
So, I mean, we still got time, obviously, before March 4th.
Now, who makes more money? The first, slap box champion,
Why do you have love for like this?
what's it called? Professional slap league. So PSL champion or Francis Ngannou? Which one's going to make more money?
No, Francis is not even close. It's not even close. I don't know what those guys are making.
What are they making tonight?
but
Like, what's the prize?
it's-
What's the grand prize?
I'm not getting slapped in the face for any kind of money.
I'm not getting punched in the face.
But hold it. You said you don't really have much knowledge or history before 1989.
Yes.
But I do want to give you a little NFL fact.
Okay.
So do you know who? I'll say his name. You tell me
Yeah,
if you,
sure you
you heard
will.
his name. His name is Deacon Jones.
Yeah, no Deacon
Oh my
Jones.
God! I don't know what's stupider: you asking the question or Caleb answering it.
Yeah, I know
So,
who Deacon Jones
so I would
is.
like to resurrect Deacon Jones for the Professional Slap League because he was infamous for his slap, like off the line, hit the offensive lineman in the head,
Yeah,
boom,
sure.
one hand, two hands. How many
Reggie
concussions?
White, too.
But they
Yeah, he was
changed.
more of a club,
They
yeah.
changed the league. They changed the rules because his
I
slap was so
almost have to-
vicious.
shut up! I almost have to give Matt some credit here because that almost was okay.
You know
It
what's
wasn't
funny?
stupid. It was.
So, our listeners are probably going to lose their minds
All three of them.
after I say what I'm going to say right now.
I'm scared.
Reggie White, he was great, but there was a lot of bad offensive line play that made him look the way he
Sure,
did.
sure.
Because when I watch those tapes of him clubbing those people, and it looks great, and I'm just like, why are you hugging this dude and leaning into him? Offensive line has improved so much. So I don't think that if he played in today's game, it would. I'm not saying he wouldn't be great or he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer, but it wouldn't look the same way it did, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I just think offensive line play has grown so much
For sure.
since then.
Well, the whole league has.
right.
Every
That's
skill
what I was
position
gonna say,
has.
every-
Except kickers for the Cowboys. That position's gone backwards.
He had a rough day. I'm surprised if I didn't look it up, but if he has a job,
If he's been cut yet?
yeah, because I've seen kickers miss 3 kicks and the next day
Sure.
they're out of there. You walk into the building, you see 3 kickers kicking field goals, and that's how fast it happens.
Which game this weekend are you most looking forward to?
You know that answer already. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like, I can't wait to watch him on Saturday.
Really?
And he's playing. I love Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is a young gun.
Did you see where he went after the game?
Yeah, it's a Waffle House.
That's awesome.
Florida boy. You know how many times I went to Waffle House after Tampa games when we come back in at 3 a.m? Waffle House is open.
No, I never knew. I never got the invite. so I
Yeah,
don't-
well, me and you weren't that close.
I was asleep.
Yeah, exactly. We weren't even that close then, but yeah, that's a Florida thing, Waffle House. But like his resolve to throw 4 interceptions and come back, and in the second half be almost perfect, like 23 or 26, 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. It was incredible to watch.
I am not a gambler. That's not the game that I'm most looking forward to. I am not a gambler. But Kansas City's giving 8 points. To me, that's one of those, what are they called? Sucker bets?
Yeah.
I don't see Jacksonville staying within 8 points. I don't see them staying within 12 points.
I think it'd be around 10.
Bet 1.2 million and to win
think they win by 2
11,000 and
scores.
see if it works.
Yeah, dude, that was the dumbest thing. Like, honestly, at that point, I would just bet the other way, just so in a snowball's chance
Right.
you can get it, you get it. But like to bet 1 million to win 11,000, it's not even worth it.
Yeah,
as a bet. It's not. It's just dumb.
It's-
That's why I think he had just money to blow.
Well, yes, you're right. You have to have that money to gamble that money.
Yes.
Which means you're in the B's.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
you don't have to be, but that's still ridiculous.
It is. So, fun fact: every quarterback in the playoffs left are on the 30. I think the oldest one is Dak Prescott at 28. Right? We are seeing this changing of the guard. You know, the Aaron Rodgerses and the Tom Brady's and all these other guys. As great as they are, as great as they were, right? You're seeing the next batch of guys come in and make those plays. And like, what are your thoughts on that? I think that's really, really interesting. Most of them are. I think Patrick Mahomes is the next one. He's 27, and guys are 24, 23, 22. You know, like how the league is changing. What do you think about that?
No, for sure. I mean, and those quarterbacks are, as you mentioned, coming of age.
Yeah.
You know, 25, 26, 27. I think it's exciting to watch. I'm not, because I asked you which game are you most looking forward to. I would probably say that's the least one I'm looking forward to.
It's the Chiefs one.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to say I want to watch Patrick Mahomes,
That's exactly what I want.
okay. I mean, it's not
Trevor
the.
Lawrence. I like them both.
I mean, I understand that that's the player that you want to watch.
Yeah. Which game am I most looking forward to? Okay, who did the Bills play? Not the Dolphins. They just played them. I would probably say I'm looking forward to the Bills the most because you never know what Josh Allen's going to do. He might throw a pass across his body for 60 yards and then fumble it 4 times, and then they're in a close game. So,
Right, no, I understand that, but that's not the game that I want to watch. I mean, I think the other 3 have much better storylines. Obviously, because Jacksonville, nobody's expecting to win.
Yes.
Nobody's expecting it to be real competitive.
Yeah.
Most people think they shouldn't have been there anyway. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
You know, you win the games you win.
Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday.
I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
So who knows? You know, he's never lost on a Saturday.
And I have to say, I think you're wrong with the whole like changing of the guard in the NFL.
Really?
Because next year,
This will be stupid, you know.
when Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett, who's 25 years of age, enters the NFL, he's going to bring that average back up for the old guys.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, the best player in college football this year was 25 years old.
He's not. He was not the best player.
And he
in college
wears
football.
Mike Evans jerseys on Saturdays.
He was not the best player in college football, and I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback.
He won the national championship.
He
He's pretty
did.
good.
So did Tim Tebow.
Wow.
And look how Tim Tebow's career went.
It was great. He played baseball.
I'm not saying he had a great
multi-faceted.
career. I'm just saying if you're talking about the transitioning of great college quarterbacks to great.
No,
You know,
I
quarterback
agree.
is one of those positions where the greatest college quarterbacks are almost never live up to that in the NFL, and I don't know why it is. I think
Because
I
the
know-
option.
I
Because the
think-
option doesn't work in the NFL.
No, I think I do know why it is.
Okay.
Because the greatest quarterbacks in college, they're generally surrounded by supreme talent. Barkley, Mark Sanchez, Tim Tebow. He has all this talent around him, and you get to the NFL, and the quarterback expected to elevate. So the best quarterbacks in the NFL usually went to smaller schools. Patrick Mahomes went to Texas Tech. You know, Josh Allen went to Wyoming. And so he has to be better to make his receivers look good. Tua is very limited, and even though he had a good couple of games, you saw towards the end of the season how limited he is because what does he need? He needs everything to be perfect. He needs a superstar left tackle, which he has. He needs Jalen Waddle, who he played with. He needs Tyreek Hill, and he still couldn't elevate that team the way he needs to elevate the team.
But I think in like the redshirt freshmen, to give them extra time to learn schemes, to learn the game, to understand the angles and the philosophy of the schemes and the defenses. And I think as you age, you get more knowledge and understanding of the game. And I think you peak in your mid-30s. I think with today's recovery and
what
rehab
position?
at all positions. I
disagree.
think muscle maturity, muscle density. I think athletes will perform better in their 30s, even maybe early 40s.
Quarterbacks.
Or any position.
No. So quarterbacks, in my opinion, right,
This
is
isn't
my
tennis
opinion.
or gymnastics where they peak at 15.
No, but quarterbacks, I think their peak years are their 30s. From like 30 to like, let's say 37, 38.
Okay.
Those are like your peak years. Every other position, you start your decline at 30.
Because
You
of
don't
injury,
see-
because of speed?
No, because of the
loss
demand
step,
on your
mobility?
body. Yeah, the demand on your body. Quarterback game is probably 70% above the shoulders, right? And then technique, right? I don't want to take bull rushes on at 35. Like, that's not fun anymore, right? It sucks. It's harder to do. It's harder for me. I can't practice as much, right? But if I don't practice as an offensive lineman, it affects my game on Sunday. If Tom doesn't practice, he doesn't need to throw 80 passes in the game. Kickers kick one day a week and go out there and make kicks in the game. Just Tucker kicks one day a week, right?
So
Tom,
the Cowboys guy, he needs 3 days.
yeah.
He should
Tom,
go to practice.
I play with Tom. Tom practiced one day a week. He might put his pads on and warm up, but he's not practicing most days. He doesn't need it because it's all up here, right? And I can still use my arm and use the thing. So I think that the position's so different because of the physical demand. And quarterbacks start peaking at that age, which is why I think the league is in great hands because you have all these young guys, right? You have the Trevor Lawrence, and even though Herbert lost, I'm so excited for him because he's so
He's a
talented.
beast. He's a beast.
Dude, he's so talented. So is Josh Allen. Mahomes has found a way to elevate himself to people are talking he might be one of the best of all time in such a short amount of time, but he's only 27. This is his 6th year starting. Like, so it's impressive to see what he's done. So you have the Trevor Lawrence's coming up, and you know, like those guys aren't even in their prime yet because quarterbacks can play till they're 40, 38, right? You know, I wouldn't say everybody 45, you know, but like they can play into their late 30s, right? That's why everybody's so shocked about Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson is 34 and everybody's like, dude, why you fall off a cliff? But that's about average for most athletes. Like you're 34, it's like, dude, you're an old man.
I don't see those
sports.
young quarterbacks playing that long because of the money. they're going to make so much money now. And I know it's not all about money, but money's involved.
It is.
And it's kind of like when you have $300 million in the bank,
Yeah.
do you really want to play? I know you love it,
Yeah.
but do you really want to continue playing into your late 30s, early 40s?
I think it's one of those things, man. It's like that's how you see who's who. Because Patrick Mahomes had a chance to be like, I want $500 million guaranteed. I want this, this, and this. And he goes, dude, my legacy, I love football. I love being great. I've seen success. I won a championship early on. I've been to Pro Bowls. So, like, you see certain guys where it's like, Tom Brady was getting paid like $25 million from the Bucs. He could have easily asked for 40-something million. He brought a championship here. Aaron Rodgers said, I want $50 million. I don't care if you sign anybody else. Give me my money, right? But Tom is like, dude, all I care about is winning. All I care about is my legacy. All I care about is how I'm seeing when I'm done playing. The money doesn't matter. I'll make money elsewhere, which you've seen from Fox and all these things like that. So I think that's where guys separate themselves, right? And I think at some point in your career, you kind of figure out, like, okay, well, I'm not going to catch Patrick. I'm not going to catch Tom. Yeah, I can still get another bag. Yeah, give me $50 million, right? But I don't want to take the deal that's going to be. So I think it's when you kind of see guys separate themselves. And there's no wrong answer. There isn't, because I'm all for guys getting their money.
Sure.
But you see people who is like, I want my legacy to be more than how much money I made. Because when we're talking, what's the difference between 150 million and 200 million? Yes, 50 million sounds like a lot.
Is that the same case for other positions?
No.
I get that, when
Absolutely
you're the quarterback,
not.
but nobody's going to know.
Absolutely not.
I mean, everybody's always said nobody knows an offensive lineman's name,
Yeah.
unless
Unless
it's,
you're Trent Williams.
or Kenyatta Walker.
I don't even know who that is.
The guy, he got called for holding twice when he wasn't on the field.
That's funny.
That's
Unless you're in Tampa and
got
you're
long arms.
Donovan Smith and everybody likes to
Right.
get on
Well, but I'm saying that's the whole thing. Unless you get penalized a lot, very few people know offensive lineman's name, and that's the way you guys want it.
Yes.
So is it still not about the money? It's still about
No. Every other position is about the money.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Other than quarterback.
Right.
It's like,
But is it because quarterbacks make so much?
yes.
Okay.
On average. The going price for a quarterback now, for a starting quarterback, an NFL starting quarterback, we're talking like 37, 38, $40 million.
Right.
At
A
the
year.
minimum, a year, at the minimum. So, like, what difference does it make? Okay, if you make 47, if you make 37 or 45, like, you have to win. And then if you're a quarterback, your face is on everything. You can make money when you're done playing for the rest of your life, because whatever city you're in, Jameis can come in Tampa and do anything, people are going to show up. Right?
Right.
Anybody else, it's like, yeah, okay.
I heard somebody, I don't know if it was Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, that they're going to take a sizable pay cut next year. They're going to make $25 million.
Yeah, definitely wasn't Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so it could have been Brady, but I'm saying it goes from $50 million to $25 million.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's still $25 million.
Exactly. Right? And so, but yeah, that's, yeah, I think we just grade, it's almost a different sport that the quarterbacks are playing than everybody else. It's hard to kind of like put into words, but like it's like a different thing that they do, because again, you're not allowed to hit these guys anymore.
Right.
You graze their head. It's a rough in the, I almost said the F word. It's a rough in the passer penalty. It's one of these things. And so,
Did you see that one roughing call?
It's awful. I'm offensive lineman, and I think it's awful. There's so many times in the game where it's happened, and I look at my guys, I'm just like, dude, that was bad. That was a bad call.
And the other thing that I do want to say, and then we got to hit this break, I'm so glad the Giants won the game. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of the receiver that dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Which made him, kick, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, again, one play doesn't cost,
Yeah.
but that would have cost the game. Because
sure.
that was icing the game. The game would have been over. No reason, whether he took his mind off or he's look how wide open. I felt bad for him, and I normally don't feel bad for people.
You know what's crazy? I'm glad you brought the Giants up, because I want to talk about Brian Dable after the break and how amazing of a job he's done.
We'll hit this break. We'll come back talking about the New York Football Giants in the city of brotherly hate this weekend. We'll talk about that and close out this bad boy. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone.